generally easily penetrated.
Good evening, distinguished guests, respected speakers, and IEEE Young Professionals. Welcome to the IEEE Young Professionals Meet-Up 2025. Term Professional Enhancement Connect with Budding at YP. Health in conjunction with IEEE YESIST12 2025. I'm Dr. Fatihatul Zuriati binti Makmon, your MC for today, of a part of the committee of IEEE Young Professional Malaysia. It's good to meet all you here, especially our fellow young professional and students who are ready to embark beyond the classroom and to the out world. This meetup brings together graduate students, researchers, and young professionals to learn more from the IEEE leaders, exchange perspective, and expand networks. It also complements YESIS12 missions of empowering innovation and developing sustainable solutions for humanity. To our participants here at UKM and our friends in via Zoom and YouTube, thank you for joining us. Let's begin our program. Before we proceed further, let us begin with a dua recitation seeking blessings for today's. For that, I would like to invite Mr. Adam Irfan bin Suhaimi to lead us for the dua. Please welcome.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. O Allah, our Lord, the most gracious and the most merciful, today we gather in prayer seeking your mercy and guidance. With your mercy, grant us direction, strengthen our unity, and improve our religious and worldly matters. O Allah, our Lord, the owner of all power and glory, grant us your guidance and blessing. Bless and approve the journey of this young profession program today. May it proceed smoothly and successfully. O Allah, the most compassionate and the most merciful, only to you we extend our gratitude for all your blessings. In conjunction with today's event, we ask for your grace and guidance. Grant us peace and happiness. Open our hearts, expand our chests, and bless this gathering with your mercy. May all our efforts in making this event a success be accepted and guided by you. Indeed, today we gather for your sake. O Allah, we seek protection with you from committing wrong. Guide us toward goodness. Beautify us with health and keep us safe from all calamities. Protect us from conflicts that may lead to division and destruction. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين.
Thank you, Mr. Adam Irfan. Now, to officially start our program, it is an honor. Dr. Ramalata Marimutu, the General Chair of IEEE, will deliver the opening lecture. Before we start, before she begins, allow me to briefly introduce her. Okay, Dr. Ramalata is a Director, iExplorer Foundation of Ombudsman and also IEEE Computer Society 2022 and 2023. Therefore, I would like to invite Dr. Ramalata Marimutu. Please welcome and to the stage.
No, I need a picture, please. Picture also. A very good evening. This is the second time we are having YP Meet-Up along with our IEEE YESIST12. See, the purpose of having young professionals along with the YESIST12 is we have participants from all over the world who are school children and undergraduates, but the next stage for them is to become a professional. When they graduate, they become a professional. And this provides a networking opportunity for them, and at the same time, they will also understand what are all the opportunities available in the young professionals, especially the IEEE Young Professionals Affinity Group. The young professionals are the budding engineers with a degree, but at the same time, they are at the starting step of their career. They will have a lot of doubts. They will need a lot of clarifications about career progress. But this progress needs mentorship. Without mentorship, it is impossible for anyone to bloom and have their progress. And this mentorship will be available from different domains, from different cultures, different places where we wouldn't even have thought about. And that is the platform, that is the opportunity this YP Meetup is providing to these young budding engineers. This is your starting step to connect with somebody who is already professionally engaged in their career and to understand what sort of help, support. It's not only the technological support, but you will need the professional support, the societal support, and also sometimes the cultural support. All these will be provided when you have mentors from the young professionals community. They are the vibrant, active community in every part of the world, and they are the ones who connect with the elders as well as the youngers to bring a cultural collaboration and also a continuous mentorship program. In our SSIT, Society on Social Implications of Technology, we are starting a mentorship program. We have our Life Members Committee chaired by Bozanna. We have our Young Professionals Committee chaired by Navanitha Krishnan, who's the chair of Junior Einstein. And we are trying to merge them together to provide companionship and also mentorship to everyone, from the school children to the elders. There is some sort of mentorship required for everyone. It's not the counseling I'm talking about, but the companionship I'm talking about. So when you bring such people together, this is the best opportunity for you to think about your future, to have somebody as a guiding light for you always at the back. Everybody has a mentor. I tell you, even I, at this age, I have a mentor. Without mentorship, it is impossible for us to really sustain our interest and enthusiasm. Self-motivation can work for sometimes, but not always. But when you have somebody as a mentor, that actually works. Our Bozanna is an excellent mentor. So make use of her. She has been guiding not only me, so many people all over the world. So make use of her and mentors like her. Bernard is here. Teachers are here. Young professionals are here. So utilize this opportunity. Bring together your enthusiasm along with their knowledge and build up a wonderful attitude, which can work wonders for stabilizing this world, sustaining this world, and also have a peaceful, great place for every one of us to grow. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I would like to welcome every one of you to become a part of this community also. Thank you.
That was very insightful. Yes, mentorship is important for a lifelong journey. Thank you, Dr. Maramalata. Next, may I invite Dr. I.R. Bernard Lim, Chair of IEEE Malaysia section, to share his note. Before I'll start, I would like to introduce a brief introduction on Dr. Bernard Lim. Dr. Bernard Lim is a Chief Operating Officer at AppsCard Global AS and also a Research Fellow from UKM. Please, may I welcome IR Dr. Bernard Lim to the stage for the welcome note.
So I'm not doing the presentation yet, right? Wait, go. Oh, yeah. So good afternoon to everyone. So I think all of you have a good, we have a good lunch earlier, and now we have a tea break as well. So we have a wonderful day today. Thanks a lot, MC, for the introduction, as well as Prof. Ramata for the wonderful welcoming address to all of you today. So YP actually has a personal heart to me as well, because all this time, even when I joined IEEE now for almost 20, coming to 30 years already, so I don't have that opportunity those days. So I go through an approach where, I generate my own interest, I go and approach people, right? So that's what happens to me. Now all of you have the opportunity, the platform that was established. So I hope all of you will take this liberty to basically approach, how often can you get people from different countries, different disciplines coming together, and this is something that IEEE has been providing to all our young professionals. And now there's another spectrum that Prof. Ramata has mentioned. It's not only different discipline, now different level vertically as well, right? From younger, which just now I was sharing, the young Einstein. I was quite impressed with the students today, the presentation. They are year 12 and the mature thinking that they have presented, I was quite impressed by it, at year 12. And I've actually myself, I've been in industry for almost 30 years. And actually since 2015, I came out and set up my own company. as a technopreneur myself. Later, I'll share a little bit more with you, and I know how easy is it or how tough is it. And basically, and the process, that their thought process is quite impressive. So I hope that we will continue to nurture them up, and basically through all such a session, and hopefully they will be successful one day. And probably there will be another, either, let's say, for example, Bill Gates or whoever, one of my inspiration to me was actually Dave and Bill Hewlett. These are my inspiration. Later I share a little bit more with you how they started. And I have the same path as well. I started with 5 companies and I grew. So I hope all of you YP use this opportunity, and I would like to welcome you from Malaysia section, all of you today, our friends from all over. I would like to welcome all of you to Malaysia. I hope all of you enjoy yourself in Malaysia, even though some of you has been for a short duration of time. And of course, Malaysia section has always been, trying to bring everybody together, and we hope you enjoy yourself today. I wrote something up, but I'm not going to read it anyway. So I thought of just from my heart itself, just sharing it all. Welcome all of you to today's session. All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bernard. That was so insightful from your journey. Briefly, one.
Yeah.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, our first session is titled IEEE Young Professionals, A Broader Perspective, Regional and Local Insight. Let's begin with the international perspective. Please welcome Mr. Arun, the Chair of IEEE Madras Young Professionals and Chairman YESIST12 2025. Before we'll start, I'm going to give a brief introduction on Mr. Arun. He is an assistant professor at Panimalar Engineering College and recently have been awarded as IEEE MGA Professional Achievement Awards due to his outstanding commitment and leadership. Now I would like to give Mr. Arun.
Thank you, IEEE Malaysia Section Young Professionals, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my experience with this August gathering. First, I would like to thank the YESIST family for hosting the YP Meet-Up alongside with the YESIST. Thank you, madam. Thank you, Bosana ma'am, for always supporting YESIST12 and your mentorship and guidance to this young engineers. Definitely, it is a great sign for their growth. Thank you. With respect to young professionals, Ramlatha ma'am has already shared what is the importance, how this event, YESIST12, is also helping to nurture the young kids. That is, she has shared, and Professor Bernard also shared the insights about how YP is important for the country. With respect to IEEE Young Professionals, we do offer several funding opportunities and scholarship for the members to recognize their effort that they take. With respect to the funding opportunity for young professionals, we do have 3 global funding opportunities. First is STEP, where we do provide $500. Any student branch can contact the local young professional affinity group, and you can apply for conducting a student transition elevation program. We are ready to fund up to $500 and local activity funding up to $750. The funding opportunity is available for graduate student members and young professionals to conduct events for the local activity. And Meet-Up Fund, which is happening, $1,500 is available for this. And with respect to the membership, IEEE Young Professionals is completely free. All the members can subscribe to the Young Professionals. You can take up this Young Professional membership. And with respect to Region 10, we have several new initiatives. This year, we came up with a new initiative, first of its kind, where we have introduced a career fair. Last week, the career fair got completed. We had closely about 10 companies recruited people. The same thing we are going to extend next upcoming years. And we have also have a new initiative in terms of races, where we call it as volunteer collective. As Ramlatha ma'am was telling about the importance of mentorship, combining the life members with the young professionals. we are also having a new initiative where we are going to train the young leaders. We are connecting them. That is one kind of new initiative that IEEE is taking up. And we have also having various awards with respect to MGA. I was a recipient in 2023. We have Priyanka from our section, Abdul this year, he was a proud recipient of that award. Ashwin this year, they are all the previous winners. If you have time, please contact them. If you are contributing to the society, definitely IEEE will give you back for the efforts that you have taken. IEEE will recognize you for the efforts that you are giving back to the community. And IEEE Region 10 is also giving 2 awards. One is IEEE Region 10 Volunteering Award for industry and IEEE Region 10 Award for academia. The efforts that you have taken, contribution that you have done for academia will be considered for the academia category. I was the chair for this year Region 10 Award Committee. We received probably about 27 applicants this year, and 17 were from industry and 10 from the academia. It was very great time for us to scrutiny, and the results are ready. We have shared it with Region 10. Shortly, you will be getting the announcement. With respect to the affinity groups, IEEE Region 10 is providing Best Affinity Group of the Year award, and the MGA is also providing with Hall of Fame award. If your affinity group is vibrant, you can always be happy to apply for that. To say proud and place on record with the efforts of my teammates, IEEE Madras section received Hall of Fame award in 2024 along with Region 10 Best YP award. Last year, during my tenure as Young Professional chair, we won the 2 awards in 2024. I should thank all my mentors and my support team, Vice Chair Mr. Ashwin, Mr. Abdul, Secretary Indumadi Gurusekharan, Mr. Srikanth Sir, Prashant Mohan, Aravindan and all the past chairs for the guidance that they have left with us. And young professionals, there are plenty of opportunities because we are the one who should be there to connect the life members with the students. Life members have got rich potentials. Their experience should be utilized by us because young professionals will have time. We have to connect the student members with the life members either through platforms like mentoring programs, or we can have some sessions where you can invite them as speakers and you can connect them so that it will be benefit to the society. And few initiatives that we have taken during our time, coming from the special interest group for humanitarian and technology, we started with a cycle rally event. Then we moved on to conduct an event for entrepreneurship, where Mass YP-preneur, we selected 50 young budding engineers. We focused on how to give them entrepreneurship skills. We tied up with a company called Kamarzaman. They gave them training how to run a perfect fixed business ideas, and that was one initiative that we have taken. And the similar programs are now being taken care by the Region 10. They are also having a new initiative under entrepreneurship subcommittee. They are also going to start entrepreneurship awareness camps in upcoming days. So with this, I thank each and every one of you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to share my experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Arun. That was very an insightful perspective. Congratulations. Next, we move to the local perspective. Please welcome TS Dr. Noor Ropidah Bujal, Chair of IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia. Allow me to highlight some of her achievements. TS Dr. Noor Ropidah Bujal is a Senior Lecturer of Electrical Department in Polytechnic Ongko Omar and also an Executive Member of Persatuan Ilmuwan Dr. Falsafah Pemuda. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. TS Dr. Ropidah.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and very good afternoon. Okay, the Honorable Professor Atharah Maryam, the Chair of IEEE YESIST12. Okay, the distinguished invited speaker, Professor Sabarina, the Vice of IEEE YESIST12. Okay, respected IEEE Malaysia Meet-Up student of PKM and participants joining us virtually. It's truly my honor to be here with you today. Okay, I'm delighted that this program is held in hybrid mode. Okay, 19 participants here in UKM and many more online. Okay, this reflects the spirit of IEEE. Wherever you are a part of this global community. Okay, and on behalf of IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia, I warmly welcome our friends and delegates from all over the world. Welcome to Malaysia, and we are truly honored by your presence, and we look forward to learning and growing together. Okay, firstly, let me introduce to you to our YP Malaysia team. Okay, this is our 2025 Executive Committee. We have Atharah, our Vice Chair, and Sabarina, Dr. Irma, and others committee in Zoom meeting. Okay, we work together to organize important programs, connect with students, and promote technical-driven change. Okay, just now we are here about the international perspective. Oh, sorry, we have the time here. Our immediate past tense. Okay, and then young Young Professionals, connecting passion in active teachers. And IEEE Young Professionals is a member of the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers to receive their first professional degree within the last 15 years. And IEEE Young Professionals goes beyond expectation, offering the community and resource for you to connect, learn, lead, and thrive in your pursuit. Okay, so what exactly we do in local perspective? Over the past years, we have held workshop, international challenge, and sustainability initiative. And today, I want to share with you 3 powerful insights from our Malaysian experience. First is how do we support the transition from students to young professionals. Secondly, how we work to bridge academia and industry, giving you the skill and confidence to thrive in your career. And third, how we embrace community and social impact. Because in the end, it's never just about machines, it's about people. And so let's begin this day together. Okay, the first one is student to YP transition. This is such an exciting stage of your journey. Okay, many of you start with student branch activity, right? And organizing event, meeting peers, exploring technology. And these are powerful experiences that shape your confidence and skill. Okay, but as graduation comes closer, a new question arises. What's next for me? Okay, and that is where IEEE Young Professionals becomes your next chapter. Okay, in Malaysia, we make sure that we open the door even before the graduate. Okay, they are through the technical talks in 25, and we empower teachers in engagement strategies. You can just sit and send directly with the engineers to release and create the. And then to start activities, we created a bridge so that your students can flow naturally into YP, where growth opportunities become even bigger. And here are some highlight lecture series where we cover internationally. And here's some highlight lecture series where we collaborate nationally. Okay? Here, this transition is not just about continuing leadership, it's about discovering your identity and function and finding your place in the community that believe in your potential. Okay, now we are also involved in the Vision Innovation Challenge Summit 2025 in Japan. And through international exposure, like Legacy Summit in Tokyo, Ropi had the chance to develop with peers from around the world. And the student change how they saw IEEE, not just locally but globally. And secondly, how we bridging academia and industry. In Malaysia, we are proud that our graduates are strong in theory and have solid technical foundation. What they often need next is the practical exposure, industry connection, and professional skills to complement their academic knowledge. And this is exactly where IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia play roles which provide platforms that connect students and graduates with industry leaders in real-world projects and opportunity to go beyond the classroom. Here, we organize the industry by the top, where human resources managers and engineers directly share what employers look for. Okay. We also actively participate and contribute to Innovation Challenge by University. We launched IEEE YESIST12, the International Thinker Innovation Entrepreneur Challenge. And this wasn't about exam or marks. It was about problem solving, activity, and teamwork. Some students created prototypes that impressed the industry judges. Okay, and in the final year project competition, we need members to bigger platform like electrical and system engineering division. Okay, where young professionals showcase their work alongside seasoned researchers. And YP is about developing hard skills. Yes, you must be technically competent, but also need leadership, adaptability, communication, and entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, for community and social impact, our tagline, particularly taglines advancing technology for humanity. Okay, in Malaysia, we take this to heart. Okay, we signed the Sustainability Declaration 2024, committing ourselves to green action. And we also organize the IEEE Climate Action Summit and Machine Learning Summit, okay, where young Malaysians and all over the world share their voice in the global climate discussion. Okay, this is a flash event. For this year, IEEE YP Summit is scheduled to take place in November. So stay tuned for updates and promotional announcements from us. Okay, this is a study workshop. This is a STEM outreach program in schools. And of course, we face the challenge where awareness gap, many graduates don't even know YP exists. And secondly, resource limitation, where funding and manpower are stretched, and retention issues. One looking like the busy, some members slip away. Okay, but challenges are opportunity. They force us to innovate, collaborate, and design better programs. Okay, and there is insight for me. Transition is not just about conquering membership, but it's about discovering your identity as professional and finding place in community that believe in your potential. Okay, and YP community in Malaysia is like supporting, challenging, and inspiring each other to reach higher. So to conclude, IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia is not waiting home. It's a launch pad. And from Malaysia perspective, our mission is to engage, empower, and innovate young leaders. Together, we can turn challenge into opportunity and local effort into global impact. Okay, so to our students, young professionals, and even our members here at UKM and online, I invite you to join us. Okay, because the future of technology, leadership, and humanity is in your hands. Okay, if you have any questions, please connect with me through social media. And with that, I end my presentation. Thank you. Thank you. Young professional is a medium for the support young professional people. Next, we have a session designed especially for the graduate students who are stepping into the professional world. The topic of today is tracing the path from graduate student member to young professional. This will be delivered by Mr. Ashban, Vice Chancellor of IEEE Young Professional and Chair of IEEE Operation Committee, IEEE YESIST12. Before we hear from you, here's a short introduction. Mr. Ashban is currently a Senior Associate in Technology Operations at Mars Mutual India. He is an active IEEE member and has served in various leadership roles, including expert members of the IEEE Maryam section and IEEE yes, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much for giving the introduction in front of my wife. Thank you. Okay. It's my immense pleasure to be part of here. It's absolute evening. It's very great to meet you all in this beautiful location. I can see in all your face it is empathize with information overdose today, because from morning we started to speak about the innovation and project expo and about the innovations which creates the next generations and professional cultures, everything. Yeah, I can able to empathize your view, because few people from backside are stretching hands and legs, and yeah, I can sense that. Don't worry, this won't be a much technical stuff. It will be a plain vanilla. You can sit, relax, and enjoy. For just quick moment, I will request all your support to do a short networking activity. It's just a 5 to 10 seconds of activity. You can hold your thumbs up on your left hand. Yeah, with the help of your right hand, either you can hold up or down. That's choice is yours. This is the perfect time you can hit your neighbor and say, hey, he what he has to do. That's why it's got it. Yeah, okay. You can hold thumbs up on your left hand, and then with your help of right hand, either you can keep up or down. That will be easy. Yeah, the people who keep right hand over the top of the thumb, they are smart and good looking in personality. Now you should not change your answer. Okay, and the people who kept the hand down, they are the one who keeps motivating, self-motivation and motivates the people. Okay, thank you. Thanks for the best support. Okay, so when I got this topic about graduate student members to the young professional, I just started to count. I mean, how many sessions so far as public speaking? It has almost 75 plus sessions. So, but this is a special session for me, where I'm speaking. My wife is listening. First time. Okay, yeah. And when it comes to this graduate student members for any professionals, I guess before the two speakers, Arun sir and Noor has covered everything, whatever the any professional aspects you can get it from IEEE. And now myself and follow my next team members and speakers, they were like we were discussing here. So you covered almost from A to Z what we will see. Yeah, I'll make my statements into just 3 strong bulleted insights. First thing before starting that I want to start up with a small story. A small young boy, a small kid, okay, so he went to the balloon shop and he asked to the balloon seller guy, uncle, this green color balloon will go high. He said, yes, beta, it will go. And next thing he asked, uncle, this red color balloon whether will go high compared to the green color. He politely said, yes, it will go. And next again, until this yellow color balloon will go high. Because generally kids will ask more questions and the fantasy questions, you know. In one classroom, class teacher asked, can anyone tell of your favorite state? I mean, one guy suddenly stand up and he said, Arunachal Pradesh. Then immediately teacher said, okay, super, spell the word. Then suddenly he said, no, my favorite state is Goa. Because kids will do the fantasy questions. Yeah, so coming back to the point again, this guy asked, until this yellow color balloon will go high compared to the red and green. That balloon seller politely said, my dear kid, there is no difference on the color, no matter whatever the color, red, green, yellow. It depends on the air inside it. That determines the height of the balloon is flying in the sky. So when it comes to here, the things which is inside the balloon, yeah, our skill, whatever is inside, that makes us fly. So with the help of young professionals, I believe that will help you to infuse your skills with the various opportunities, whatever my previous speakers mentioned. You can empower your skills in multi-diversified aspects. Because when my journey started as a student volunteer, now I'm standing here as a vice chair of IEEE Young Professional and few volunteer roles with IEEE Professional networks. With all those supports, the skills which I empowered now returning back to the community as a YP volunteer. That's the first thing. So first point, like no matter how high you are flying, it depends on the skills, whatever you have it inside. That determines. And the next, how many of you like to travel anywhere in any mode of transport? How many of you like? Wow, thank you for supporting me in the hands. Yeah. So when I traveled the first time in the year, I just very excited and having the selfie camera in front of in the left hand and stepping into the first step in the my leg of airplane. That air hostess said, "Welcome on board, sir. We guarantee takeoff." Then I asked, "What about landing?" If the takeoff is guaranteed, then you have to tell about the landing rate. So the point here is like we can travel anywhere, but we should be defined with our destination. So no matter however, whichever the path you are choosing your career and whichever the mode of technology or trend which you are choosing to emphasize your career, but you should work with the respective destination. Because the travel time, the journey which we are doing in the air, the travel time, right? So it is within our hand. So like some people will do read the book while traveling, not to read but show others. And some people will after stepping into the airplane, they will sleep and they will open their eyes once the flight is landed off. And people like me, they will never wasted a single drop of water, juice, whatever, giving like that. Yeah, that's okay. So the point here is like the travel that determines that is in our control. So the destinations we should be very specific to pursue our career, and with that destination we have to choose what opportunities, what choices we can do in that travel. That drives you to emphasize versus. This is the second foremost point, and the third. And people, many of you like when they will see only the point when they are flying. It's similar to like they will get wonder by seeing the icebergs, but only the icebergs know how much the bottom basement of the iceberg is getting strong. For that, how long it will. So that is a very important. So we just need to come to the conclusions by seeing the top of the iceberg, and we have to go to the deep one to get that much of position. How much deep we have to work in the bottom level to build our basement strong. So these are the three major prototypes which drives our life better together. So I'm coming to the main topic now, how IEEE Young Professionals and IEEE is going to be help in this part. Okay. So as I mentioned before, I started my volunteering with IEEE as a web designer, my student branch, Shastra University. So IEEE providing the free WordPress web hosting with a partner of WordPress. So you can build a beautiful websites with the support of WordPress for your student batch. So I started to learn to build a website for my student batch, and I presented that to in my section of Madras. So with that, my volunteering converted from student batch to section level. Later, I got a network with a couple of student branches where they wanted me to give the training for the student members to build the same website of them. So in that way, my journey converted from student batch to section level. Later, it helped me to improve the skills of learning, what I have mentioned before, the skills which we have to try, so how we are nurturing that. So I started to work with all those technologies related to the web. Later, with the support of Dr. Kamarzaman, I got an opportunity to work with YESIST12 in 2020. That's the first year I'm joining. So as I joined as a volunteer, and from YESIST12, I started to learn with various web development projects to develop as a unified portal with depends upon the where we do not have any dependencies with any third party or external vendors. So almost I'm traveling in this for 5 years. Now we have a unified tracks for the participants and some tracks and the automatic communications with integrate with the payment gateways. So these are the skills. So as a volunteer, without knowing myself, I got strong into the technical field where I can emphasize and reproduce this in my industries. Out of that, what happened? I'm working as a senior associate of Master India as a technology operations partner. So we had one challenge time where my most senior team, like who are not there in the company, but they have developed one website and they kept in the one server. So since now we are running with AWS, GCP, etc., etc., etc. So we are in a position to move that website from the existing server to the new cloud server. Okay. So the work area which I'm doing in Master depends on it is a different technology where we work on our customers. But this website has been coded with the front-end web technologies. Okay. So the experience which I got from the YESIST12 and apart from the IEEE web development experiences helped me to voluntarily take up the challenges. And within the short span of 2 to 3 months, we successfully migrated that existing to the cloud server. So that is the area where you can play as a multi-diversified, the things which you are learning from IEEE that you can implement in your area. So this is where I can see the experience which I gathered from the student volunteers. Once I converted to the professional member, I'm implementing that knowledge and experience to them. So my dear folks, it's about the volunteering. We can see people used to spend a lot of time doing small activities. It is not about spending a lot of time. It is about like they are shaping themselves in one particular agenda. At one point of time, that agenda will be the tremendous change in their area with respect to their empowerment. So I would like to end up by saying the final thing. However, we will come up with any of the ideas and innovations, like some places where we will be get up into fed up, or else we will get dumped. So I can connect out with one statement. If you take matchbox and if you take one matchstick, you will just crack it, it will fire. Dip that matchbox in the water and later you try it, it won't. So that is the area where we people are getting into the. But if you take another one matchstick and then crack it with the help of that to try with this, it will start eating. So there the point is like at some possible. And next, decide what destinations you have to reach your travel. And third, get trigger moment. Identify, get your mentor support, get your senior volunteer support, and get triggers of yourself. These three will drive you as a empathize and empathic professional career that leads to your successful life journey. So I will end up by saying a 3 statement. So with all these 3 points, listen, learn, and lead. Thank you, my dear folks, for giving this wonderful opportunity. And thank you, IEEE Malaysia and YESIST all the dignitaries, speakers, Ramata ma'am, Bujal ma'am, Bajal sir, and my vibrant Madras Young Professional team. So they who are always constantly motivating each and everyone to do the vibrant level activities. Thank you, Ananda. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Ashwan, for a meaningful sharing. I would like to share on 3 points that I would like to share on just now. Our skill is like a gas. How we utilize the skill will make us to go further. Number 2, we can travel where we want, but the important is which one is our destination. And number 3 is how we build our experience involve the skills. Okay, next for panel discussion, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move to interactive session. Our further discussion, beyond grades, beyond a career-focused skill set with IEEE. This session will highlight how IEEE involvement can strengthen career-ready skills beyond academic achievement. To moderate this discussion, please welcome TS Dr. Irma Syarlina Ilias, an Executive Committee member of IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia.
So, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good afternoon to all. I would like to call upon our panelists. I would like to call Professional Pasik Duncan to come up with the steps. You know?
Thank you.
Okay, and our second panel we have Mr. Abdul. Please come, sir. Thank you. Our third panel we have Dr. Hajar. Okay, and our last panel here, technologies, Atharah, sorry. Okay. So again, Assalamualaikum and very good day everyone, and welcome to our panel session, Beyond Grades, Building a Career, a Focused Skill Set with IEEE. So I am Technologist Dr. Irma Syarlina, Ilias, your moderator today and part of the Executive Committee of IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia. So it's great to have all of you here, especially our fellow young professionals and students who are ready to grow beyond the classroom and build impactful futures. So today we will explore how IEEE, especially the young professional community, can help you develop real-world skills, expand your network, and shape a future full of possibilities. So let me introduce our distinguished panelists here who bring a wealth of experience and inspiration. So we have here Prof. Pasik Duncan, the professor at Kansas University, USA, and advisor for IEEE YESIST12 2025. So she's a global leader in contract education and IEEE upkeep. Okay. Second panel here, we have Mr. Abdul, Secretary of IEEE Madras Young Professionals and Chair of the Publicity Committee for IEEE YESIST12 2025. He is actively building youth engagement through IEEE. So our third panel here, Dr. Harun Rashid, the past chair of IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia, known for his impactful work in member engagement and professional development. And our last panel, technologist Noor Kamarzaman, the vice chair of IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia, a senior lecturer and researcher with strong contribution in energy system and also innovation. I think I talked too much. Okay, all right. So let's begin our discussion. I'll be asking each of the panel here a question based on your experience and debate things up. Okay, since we have got limited time, so we kindly ask each of you to keep your response around 5 to 7 minutes. So we have our MC here to give a gentle signal just to have that we are in the track. Okay, thank you. So, Prof. Okay, Prof. I think we have the mic. Okay, Prof. Okay, Prof. In your experience, mentoring students, okay, what skill gap do you commonly observe among academically strong students? Okay, Prof.
Thank you very much. Is it working?
Yes.
No. Thank you. It's a great privilege to speak on this panel and to John, because I simply love young professionals. I simply, why? When I was the chair of women in engineering, at the same time, young professionals, the chair of the committee for young professionals, was a wonderful man, rough sleeves, and he was like my younger brother, and we worked together. The most important for me through all my career and my students, I supervise over 75 students, doctoral and master students, and also honors thesis in mathematics and engineering. So the problem, the point is which I won't always engage, build community, but everything was almost taught today, build community, and also do something that nobody will take away from you. So be creative. This is very, very important. Don't copy. Just have your vision, have your goals and values of those goals. And this, I think, is something for me important. And never compromise on standards. Ethics and standards are absolutely foundation for me. So I teach mostly probability, randomness is in my blood. So I love randomness, I love noise in the system, I love statistical, mathematical statistics, I love control. My primary society was control system society, but then I was representative to SSIT. It was mentioned by Dr. Ramalata many times. So I did something always in another society, and then I was representative to System Council, where I had privilege to be vice president. But I always engage my students in my work. So they are part of me. So I started on Tuesday, we started 4th semester, and I say to students in the class, mostly in this class are aerospace engineering students, and I said that first of all, you will join SSIT to help Dr. Ramalata to increase membership in SSIT. This is my way of, and I will pay for that membership, but they will become members of that. So immediately engage students, and I share with them what I do and where's challenge. For example, how I joined IEEE, I attended. This accent is not Kansas accent. It's still Polish accent after 40 years in the United States, because I never wanted to change my accent. So students had to learn some Polish, because when I'm tired, I speak Polish. So they have to, so you continuously engage students in everything what is challenge for you, but also celebration, also joy, and they can see that. So when I came to the first control conference in the United States, in Los Angeles, out of 700 papers delivered at that conference, program chair said to me, Bojana, only 2 women gave the presentation. Do something. And whenever somebody asks me for help, I have record. I never said no to people who asked me for help, to students who asked me for help. I never said no. Helping others is my absolute priority and passion, giving back to society. So what I did, I immediately created, and what is now one of the most successful community, Women in Control. So anyway, we started with 4. I was arranging lunches, kids for whatever, at every conference. Now, the last in Denver in July conference was 155 women at the conference of 1,200 or whatever. So this is something like that you learn. I love what it was said. Listen, learn, and lead. I love it. So listen, so you listen, somebody said something, you learn, and you lead. So I believe it's unbelievable opportunities. It was stated many times. I am a member of 15 societies out of and council out of 46 societies and council. So why? Because another one is my passion, interdisciplinary research. So this why you engage students and they come to my class in last semester class. I had 17 different majors in one class, 17 different fields. So you can see the beauty of interdisciplinary. And then students don't need to worry about the job. I have record out of the 75 students, nobody waited longer than 72 hours for getting offer. So why? Because communication is another skill that I am obsessed. Instead, I teach mathematics, but students have to know. That's why when I listen today to students' project, for me was something that I would like need to mentor and advance. Well-formulated problem. Well-formulated problem is foundation. What you want to accomplish through that project. You should answer to yourself what you want to accomplish. And then data, everyone spoke about data, how you collect the data. And another passion, my recent passion, is ethics in data science. So this is new opportunity because you deal with artificial intelligence, you deal with machine learning. Students have to know what kind of risk is involved in using this beautiful technology, advanced technology. So I could speak forever because I have already a record of mentoring thousands, like my colleagues say, you mentor thousands. But to finish, you have challenges, and young professionals, as you was stated, should by definition, I love vertical mentoring. I love vertical mentoring. So young professionals mentor those undergraduate go to pre-university. And I started, I didn't know anything about American education. How I learned? As a volunteer on the top of my full-time job, I went to elementary school. And second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth grade, I taught for those years, 17 students who won every single competition in the state of Kansas for problem solving. So you can teach, you can engage, one can teach others. I won't say also how much I involved them in helping me to raise baby, because those days I didn't have maternity leave. So you engage those students, you engage in your life, in everything. And if you will do that wisely, if you give them warnings, what works, what doesn't work, I will finish with the best advice that I got in Kansas from very big activist woman, Emily Taylor. And she told me when I asked, how can I do very well in the United States, being educated fully in Poland, and what is your advice? And publicly she said, do things right, with finger like that. Do things right. In short term, you can be hurt, but in long term, you will be the winner. And this is what I really recommend. And only together. I love collaboration. I have friends everywhere because I love building communities and engage my students and my communities. And of course, I am so grateful to Dr. Ramalata and to many of other people, but to Dr. Ramalata because she engaged me in India. And why I was so grateful for that, because it was my giving back. Because when I came to the United States, my major mentors, career mentors, were 4 people from India. Unfortunately, I lost all of them during the last 3 years. But this was my giving back, and this is my privilege. And thank you very much for that opportunity. So you can see, you take opportunity. You take opportunity, never pass opportunities that interest you. And IEEE is just incredible opportunity. They trust you, they believe in you. And look, Region 10, when I am on committee, I just think that my gosh, Region 10 will take all those awards. So it's absolutely incredible to be a member of Region 10. So congratulations to all of you and to young professionals. Do the best job. You know, when I was on the streets in Philadelphia, lost hope, it helped me to find way young professionals. So anyway, always be together. And sorry that I spoke too long, but you shouldn't never put me on panel for 5 minutes because it's just simply impossible.
Thank you, Tom. Maybe next time put you as the we put you as the keynote or something like that, Rob. Okay. All right, so thank you, Rob. No insight reminds us that even the top performing students, they also need to take all the opportunities, listen, learn, and make it done. So it's a powerful reminder that success in the workplace goes far beyond to being creative and aware on ethical issue, and of course get mentor and stay ahead. Alright. So next we have our second panel here, Mr. Abdul. Can you share an example where an applicant's of IEEE involvement stood out to the hiring or networking process? Okay, Mr. Hamid?
Thank you. I think I'll be the appropriate person to answer this question because I used to say the same thing probably when I go for talk for any college. All my jobs that I did also IEEE networking, the skills that I learned from IEEE. So I was not actually interested to join IEEE. I was school to join IEEE because one of the reasons was to everyone will have a aspiration when they get into the college. I want to be a famous person, like somebody do like a kind of like do good in academics, someone do something like misbehaving along with their teachers, not like listening to them, do something that they don't like. I actually was good in academics. I went to my college, I was like started doing well in my academics. One point like this came, I was not doing well good enough in one subject, so I got low marks. Instead I was good in my class. So that day I was like thinking what I need to do to be like shine in my college. And I was like one day I was like walking in my college. I just saw a post in usually in my college they used to have a television where they advertise all kind of activities that is being organized in my college. I just saw someone doing good in IEEE. I was like curious and I went to that person. So I was asking what is IEEE, can you please explain? But instead it was like I went to one of my senior, I am from mechanical. He was like saying, oh, IEEE is only for easy students. That is not for mechanical. You should join something like ASME, like American Society for Mechanical, like South Asian, like automobile engineering. So that's what that is that they gave me. So I was like thinking, oh, I misunderstood. Probably I need to get into ASME or like SLE. And one fine day I met a person called like Jamal Moore. I will be always be grateful and thankful for him. He's the one like pulled me into IELTS. He was like saying he's from Ropidah. I told him, listen, Abdul, you take membership. I will make sure that you are achieving allowed in your life. The only thing that I believed in him, I took membership. And also another important thing was like in my like college, there wasn't allow mobile phones. Most of the people might know more from like Tamil Nadu. They don't allow mobile phones in college hostels. Only you used to use lines to talk with your parents as well. So he was using the mobile phones. I just again asked how you are using these mobile phones. He said if you join IEEE, if you volunteer in IEEE, you will get in. Then I was like asking what is volunteering? He was saying you need to do the task that has been assigned to you. Then I took membership. I never know anything. I think I still remember that it was like 11th February. There was a presentation he was asking, you go and talk on the presentation. It was a paper presentation kind of thing. He downloaded the presentation and gave me. I hasn't even read the presentation. I went to the event. I started presenting. I was like looking at the slides, started reading everything. People were like asking, why do you read? I was like, this is what teachers do in classes. And just trying to do the same thing. Everyone laughed. I was like, the only one from first year being in the event, everyone like, or final years. The final day, a lot of people came to me, seniors came and say, you did a good job, man. You are coming out of the thing that you are not doing. You are not doing in the sense your fellow beings are not doing. You are coming to this. So this is a great thing that you'll be doing. I was started thinking, it was initially everyone laughed at me, but once the event completed, most of people come and say, you're doing a good job. Then I started volunteering with IEEE. Probably in 2016, I started as an IEEE Day ambassador. I think I being a volunteering with Hussein sir, I've been volunteering with a lot of people over here. So I started volunteering for IEEE. I went to my management and said, I'm volunteering IEEE, I'm volunteering IEEE Exchange. I need mobile phones to volunteer. So if I don't have mobile phones, I'm not able to volunteer. My college said, okay, fine, we are giving special permission. I was the only one given an opportunity to use Android mobile devices. I started networking job. Next thing I did was like when I was joining IEEE, I was like thinking I need to connect and learn from a lot of people. I think most of things I'm going to repeat, but I just adding what I achieved in my life. So I went to Facebook. I was like, at that time Facebook was something that too active. I was like going to Facebook and type IEEE. I tried to connect with maximum people as much as I can. I started texting, hey, I'm a new IEEE member. Can you tell what kind of activities are you really like doing in your colleges? And it's like was able to collect a lot of ideas from them. When I was joining IEEE, even my professor said, "Oh, you're from mechanical. I'm the only one from mechanical joining. You probably should look for other like societies so that you're able to like grow." My student council was saying the same thing. I was like, "It's okay, fine. I'm really interested. I'm really motivated. So I'll do whatever that I can." So after 2 years, they asked me to lead the student branch. It's a kind of effort that I took. It's a kind of networking that I built in the 2 years. The one who said, "Oh, you're a knowledge student, join us," they asked me to lead the student branch. I think it was a great moment in my life. So whenever like people say you want to, just have a mindset that you should do that in front of them. So that's one thing that I learned through IEEE. So I joined, like I was like volunteering with IEEE. When I started, I was doing various things. Like I started writing content, writing, designing, doing publicity, promotions of activities. Even I started doing some website. I try to explore as much as I can so that I will learn something. So after one fine day, one of my seniors called me and said, "We will not able to do everything at a time. So master one skill and try to be a king in that one state." So that's how I was like looking at all of the things. That is the age also that is great also that probably I should have chosen like designing or like content because easily I can go and like copy and get the posters and contents. But I took the publicity like as my major domain. Since like I was well connected with a lot of people, I used to network a lot of things. I chose publicity. I think 2016 I started publicity, and still now I've been like doing publicity for 10 years. I've been like taking care of social media pages of IEEE professionals, human engineering, IEEE 12, IEEE Extreme, IEEE Day. Even I was also leading IEEE Day this year. 2016 I started as a student volunteer in IEEE today and leading the committee. It's all because of the kind of like mentors who be like molding me. So one of the other aspects that really helped me was because I'm also saying you need to have a good mentor. Whenever I have an issue, I always go to him and call like whatever time I don't mind. Even a lot of times she used to have call like 4 hours. I would say like I used to call with Ashwin, and a lot of people over here are like good mentors. Always when I have an issue, I go to them and talk. They will always ready to help me. So coming back to the topic, it was like the space. Yeah. As you mentioned, I had really good publicity and promotions in marketing space. Most of the people doesn't know how they can convert their volunteering skills as a professional skills. I know a lot of people who been a good video editor turned into a digital marketing company, who been a good content editor turned into a blogger in a blogging industry. Like a post in their organization, even like so people should know their skills. So that's how I learned the skills digital marketing. I was like looking for the team, I was not employed again. COVID came for 2 years, I was sitting idle. But the only thing constantly I was doing is like volunteering with ITP. So there was a day like doing various activities in ITP. So one fine day I was like applying for a job in LinkedIn. They said we will provide you an opportunity, but it's going to be commission basis. So I was like going through their website. I just saw it was too like not too bad, but still not too good. So I was like telling them I went to your website and social media really to so if you are looking for someone who can like help you to make your online presence good, I'll be the right person to do that. Then they gave me an opportunity. The one who said you only working on commission basis was able to give me a job because I never had any experience. I never have any kind of like professional experience. The only thing that I'm doing was like showing the whatever that I did in ITP. So all the pages I handled, I was this is what I did. I got an opportunity for 6 years. after just 6 months over there, I worked over there. And then the second job I moved was like the skills. They've been like noticing my IEEE activity for 1 year. So I connected with the person. So after 1 year, the person was reaching out to me and saying, I'm going to start my offshore unit over here in India. They're starting the offshore unit for the first time. She's a person from US. But the only thing that noticed was my skills that I have in IEEE. So they believe me and asked me to lead a team of 20 members. I didn't even have it. But the only thing, that person was from Princeton. So he's from the region where IEEE office team is. She has great respect for IEEE. So she thinks I will be able to handle it.
You have shared so much from this opportunity. Well, so thank you. And move to the next panel. Okay, so we have Harun. So from Dr. Harun Deni, okay, Deni as a young professional, what skills have you transitioned successfully from student to working professional?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, first of all, for giving me the opportunity. In fact, I wanted new faces from Malaysia to appear over here. I actually declined the request by Atharah in the beginning. But unfortunately, some of the volunteers that I recommended, they were not available at the same time, so I had to come. Coming to the actual question that you have asked regarding the skills, looking at my journey with IEEE, I started my journey over a decade ago with IEEE. At that time, I was a student of this university. Okay, I'm alma mater of UKM, University of Pakistan, Malaysia. I did my master's and PhD. And Dr. Hussain was here with me that time, and we were working in the UKM student branch. Probably there are some UKM student branch members are sitting right now here. So that was the moment when I started my journey with IEEE, where the first question which was in my mind that I'm sure most of you who are new volunteer or not yet a member, but you want to become a member, you might be wondering, why should I join IEEE? What am I going to get? I'm sure this must have been a question in your mind even before you join IEEE or those who are not yet a member. This is one of the questions that everybody asks, why am I going to pay $27 US? What am I going to get? I'm already a student struggling to pay my tuition fee and my expenses, and a new thing is going to be added in my annual expense, where I don't see any benefit. I just see IEEE people, they gather, they eat, they get certificate, they go back. I don't see something significant other than that. This is general perception, it comes to everyone's mind. My answer to them is, you have not explored IEEE yet. The reason why I'm saying that, IEEE is not only about coming to a session, having a cup of tea, nice food, and getting a certificate at the end. If I talk about certificate, I don't know how many IEEE certificates that I have received, and they are somewhere in my wardrobe. I don't even know. I'm collecting them and organizing them. The last I updated my CV was, I think, about 6 or 7 years ago, that time when I collected everything. So these certificates are not important. Maybe at the beginning of your career, it might be something little bit contributed to add in the list of your CV. But where it impacts, as you look at the title of this discussion, we are talking here beyond grades, okay? So you got a degree, after 4 years, 3 years of your engineering degree, you will graduate, for sure you will get a certificate, you are out of university. Now, when you have the certificate that I usually label, this is my labeling, I always have weird kind of labels for the thing, so you might be thinking, I call degree just an A4 paper, okay? Why I call it A4 paper? This A4 paper is just an entrance key for you to land for a job interview. It's not more than that. Once you land for the job interview, what guarantees you to get that job is actually your skills that you have acquired during your degree or outside your degree time. So how this one comes? That's why the topic says beyond grades. Maybe someone is very good just now, as Abdul was talking about grades. Okay, someone is very good, 4 flat CGPA, but when it comes to the skills, the person is not even able to communicate, not even able to express what he or she is or they have acquired throughout their life or the journey. The first question which normally asked in the interview, I usually interview candidates as well. I'm running my startup as well, so I meet with candidates and so on. The first thing that we ask them, introduce yourself. This is one of the questions where most of the candidates are filtered out. If you don't know how to introduce yourself very well, if you don't know what to talk over there, you are out of the interview race. Okay? Now, where it is linked? It is linked with the soft skills that you are acquiring about your communication. Okay? Then we moved in the interview further. Many questions will come across, some technical questions, but nowadays, to tell you the truth, most of the companies, they don't care about what grades you have. Just as an example, Google, Apple, they don't need you to have even a bachelor's degree. I'm not discouraging anybody to get an engineering degree or not to study further postgraduate. Yeah? I myself is a PhD, so I'm not discouraging anybody. But what I'm saying is, these big multinational companies, they are not concerned about your degrees. What they care about is your skills that you have acquired. How good are you in technical skills? How good are you in soft skills? We always focus on technical skills. That can come through the classroom. But how about soft skills? Where do you get it? Is there a university which is saying that come and join us for 1-year program and we will teach you soft skills? Dr. Amalata is sitting here. We have many professors from top places in Malaysia and outside Malaysia. There is no such university. So where do you get this? Where do you get this? IEEE is providing such a platform where you can learn, and not only learn, you can actually practice, you can actually polish this. For example, now Halik was expressing his experience with IEEE, that he started his volunteering journey as the IEEE Day Ambassador. Now, throughout his phase for these last 8 or 10 years of volunteering, he has been working on different roles. As I mentioned myself, I started from the student branch, then I moved to the chapters, then I came to YP, and when I joined YP, I was just an executive committee member. From there, my journey to become the chair, and 5 years, I think in the history of IEEE YP Malaysia, I'm the longest serving chair who served for 5 years. 5 years I served, and the most of the period that I served was the COVID period. And that was the period when YP was seen highly active, because we had the challenge with COVID, and I said, never mind, I will take it as a challenge to use the virtual resources, because for physical event, you need a lot of things. You need money, you need venue, you need this setup, that setup. For virtual, you don't need much setup required. What you need is a team. And Alhamdulillah, thanks to God Almighty, my team who had been 5 years with me, some of them are still here. She was part of my team. Dr. Ropidah was with me as well. I have here Fahad here with me, and Dr. Nadia was earlier here. She was my vice chair. I had the team of different people where I have gone through from different phases, handling different people of different age. Okay, so you have to deal with different age of people. Like there are youngsters, there are older than you. Then I had been in the volunteering at regional level, as well as some of the working groups in MTA level. So where you are meeting with international teams. Now, the skill set IEEE is providing you, every single role comes with a challenge where you have to learn different skills. So if you are a person who really want to get your dream job, who really want to get highly paid, definitely you have to come and adopt these skills. Now, I will ask here one question. Probably this question is for those who are already working, not with students. So students can take a break for a while. Those who are working, Do you remember ever somebody in your company, they have asked you since you joined, what were your grades in your bachelor's degree? What was your grade in master's or PhD? Nobody. But if you look back, when you were studying in school, in your university, there were many of your classmates. You remember some of the faces. You remember so and so was very good in communication skill. Now, if I talk about from my UKM journey, Dr. Hussain here, I know that if there was a highly active IEEE student volunteer, that was Hussain. So, you know what I remember? I don't know what was his grades. I don't know what was his grades. So, what I have seen, he was an inspiration for me. I mean, I have seen he was, of course, he was at the leading side and he was senior in PhD than me. So, but what we have seen here is like you get motivated, and as Dr. Malata mentioned earlier, you need a mentor. So we cannot move alone. As in the classroom, you cannot learn any lesson or lecture without professor. Okay? Though YouTube has all the resources, but still you cannot learn. You need a professor, a mentor. So similarly, when we come to IEEE, we need a mentor, and the mentors are freely available. I every day receive so many emails, messages. Abdul, I'm meeting him first time physically, but we are connected through social media from a long time. I think over 5-6 years, 5-6 years, and we have been communicating, chit-chatting, this and that. So who provided me this opportunity to mingle with someone who is not even from my country? I've never met with him, and we had so much of work together. We have interacted and so on. IEEE. Now, every single role will bring. Sorry, I'm taking. I think I will try to conclude this. Just give me that in 1 minute. So IEEE is giving you this opportunity that with every single volunteering role, you adopt new skills. Okay, and maybe some of you who are thinking, I don't want to volunteer. Why shall I volunteer? I'm not going to get paid. Don't worry, you don't need to volunteer. Just join IEEE event since you are IEEE member. Learn things from the experience of those who are experienced. That will motivate you, that will push you, and that can let you get the dream job that you are planning from the first year of your engineering degree. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Harun. So I think that your includes the 5 years as the YP Malaysia chair, highlights how communication, initiative, and continuous learning are key to making that leap from student life to a thriving career. So these are exactly the kinds of skills IEEE have to mention. Okay, finally we have technologists and Atharah. So what motivates you to become actively involved in IEEE, and how has it impacted your career path?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you everyone. So let me introduce myself. I am Atharah. I am from University Technology Mara in Syarlina, Malaysia. So basically I am in education. So you have here from experienced people. So but for me I'm just new. Yeah, I consider myself I'm just new. Okay, to answer the question from moderator, let me give some flashback. So like 15 years ago when I was in university, I was actively participate in the university activities. I involved in faculty activities. But after I graduate, the focus is shifted to building the career, to building the family. So the activity is changed because I'm in education. So every day I go to the university, do the teaching, supervision, and other related things. And when I reach home, so I change my role, become a mother, do the family activities, and that kind of activity is repeatedly similar every day. And I can say that my life graph is just constant, it's just flat, steady, stable. So I can say that I am in comfort zone. So until one day I feel like I want to put some colors in my life, daily life. So I just want to put a little bit challenge. Okay. until 2022 when IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia approached me to be their one of the speakers for their international summit. So from there, I said, why not? Why not I take the challenge and just try? So from that simple reply, yes. So next following years, I joined IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia as the committee for the events, and then executive committee, and today I am their vice chair. Okay. So to answer that question from the moderator, how actually influenced my career because I am in education. So first of all, it helped me to build the leadership skill because just starting from the speaker, and then now I can say that I hold the higher post in YP Malaysia. So it helped me to manage the people, to manage the organization, and to coordinate with the people inside the organization and to involve in decision making. So that one is very valuable. That I get from the IEEE, especially IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia. And then you can say that we know that IEEE is the largest organization for the electrical and electronic pack. So from this organization provide us a lot of opportunities where we can build our skill like the partnership. So there are a lot of events, there are a lot of activities that we can do in IEEE. And of course, when we want to do an event or activity, we need some money left. So in IEEE also they can give some fund to do the activities. So like today we are sponsored by the IEEE Young Professionals and IEEE Foundation. So thank you to this organization for sponsoring this event. And also besides that, like what Prof. Ramada said, this organization provide us with mentorship. So I'm in IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia, so I have Dr. Harun as a past chair in the community, so he guide me a lot. Okay, I think I have asked him a lot of things. I refer to him. Okay? That one is very important in IEEE. And the other thing I think is the networking, because this is the large organization, we can expand our networking. So like we can network, communicate with people in Japan, we can have a networking with the IEEE madrasah. So that is we can, I think I can say it's difficult to get from any other organization. So to end this discussion, I can say that once you graduate is fine mentor. So this is very important because a mentor, because they are very experienced people, they can see our blind spot, they can see the opportunity for us to grow. And the other one is please expand your networking because you never know who will involve in your career growth later. So I think that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Ms. Atharah. So I believe that your story shows how patient and purpose can change your life routine. Via your involvement in IEEE can drive meaningful involvement. So it's inspiring to hear how IEEE has helped shape your career, build leadership skills, and open doors to opportunities that go far beyond education. So before we wrap up, we have one final round quick insight from our panelists. Each of you will have about 1 minute to respond. So we have here first, Prof. Mandana. Oh, okay. Okay. We go with Dr. Harun first. Okay, Dr. Harun, the same question. Dr. Harun and Prof. Mandana. What's one IEEE activity or program you think every student should experience before they graduate? Okay?
That's a very difficult question you have asked me. Only one activity. I mean, this is, I don't think even Prof will be able to answer this question. But I will just say that since you are focusing on only one activity, I would say, even though you are undergraduate student, must experience any of the flagship IEEE conference. You will build networking. And that is the most important thing. The moment you will graduate, you need people to help you to get the job and to get connected with related people. So conferences, they are the best places for networking, and they are the larger events which can easily bring you and connect you with a lot of people from all around the world. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Harun. And Prof? Any program or activity or activity that you recommend the most?
It's obviously very difficult to say just one, but I would encourage, because today is research and focus on these programs, I would encourage, like I do with my students, postdoctoral students, and so on, have experience in reviewing papers. First, start from conference papers, then from journal papers, and this is theoretic experience and counts on your resume as very serious service. And you learn what other people do. So you always come back to that today. Listen, learn, and lead. And from that experience, you can go to associate editor of conference if you do a great job. So once again, be engaged in reviewing papers, conference papers, start, and then go to job.
Okay, thank you again, Dr. Harun and Prof. Zina. Your recommendation shows how IEEE programs can truly shape a student journey. So this experience builds not just skill, but confidence and global perspective. So without further ado, we have another one question to Mr. Abdul and Atharah. So what would you say to convince students that grades are everything?
The answer is, the question is grades are everything.
Grades and everything.
And everything. Okay. Because of, I can, what I always told my students, build your skill. Okay? Your interpersonal skill, your intrapersonal skills. Because business grade, communication skill, how you present yourself in the interview room, will determine whether you will get the job or not. Yes.
Mr. Halim?
I think I should also say the same thing, because I just want to share one thing, like take much of the time before. I always was traveling to from the struggling to Kuala, I had two people sitting along with me. They never talked with me, I never talked with them. I was like entering the college, I was seeing them as a participant. And I was like, anything, they never network. So one thing I would say is do the networking. Even I want to share these things. The other days when I was like talking with Rosa, I couldn't even able to understand what she speaks. But now easily I was able to understand things because I started talking a lot of people across the globe. I was networking with them and I volunteered. So my communication skills improved, and also my interpersonal skills, how I deal with an issue, how I talk to people. A lot of things I learned to activity. So I would definitely say people should start volunteering activity, be it in like student branch section or region or a global level. But volunteering can be simple, like you can go like even if you're not technically strong, go do some logistics. So when you go, you network with a lot of people. That network will definitely going to take you to different places. So participate in activities in student branch and story motor section, region, global levels. So that's one important thing probably students need to do because people take membership but they never use it. saying that, oh, I just need for like doing paperwork, I just need to do this. So it's not about it, it's not about the paper. It's a lot of beyond things, whatever that you want in anything you can get. But only thing is you need to reconnect with the right people, and you will always have a lot of people who are ready to help you. Like I had a lot of people, so always be ready to go and like talk with people and ask questions. Otherwise, they will be ready.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hamid and PS Atharah. So your words shows that life is does matter. So they're just one part of the story. So skills, mindset, and experience are what to be prepared as students for the learning. So I believe that that's brings us to the end of today's session. So a big thank you to all our panelists here and to all of you for being part of the inspiring conversation. So, yes.
You notice all our fellow sessions that they talk about IEEE, all of them across the level. Okay, why? Because they are real volunteers. They talk about their passion. They talk about life story, not just experience, not just organization. This is the the sweet of volunteering. No one can limit his experience or life story with 10 minutes. Maybe like Professor mentioned, 2 hours is not enough. With like even my experience with Dr. Aaron, if we talk about our work together, maybe take long, one day to talk about it. Same with Atharah. This is what we want to do. Every IEEE member know about how they take advantage from volunteering. Build real network and one big family. We not connect with not have same language, not same maybe religion. Different with race. Don't even know the country properties. Yeah, I can hear her. As one family. This is therefore, always when I talk about IEEE, I don't mention it as an organization. I mention IEEE as a family, big professional. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Prof. I think next time for leadership, if you give opportunity to YP, please give extra time for YP so we could have more longer time for all the panelists. Okay. So I give that remember to all. So IEEE is more than a network. So it's your launch pad to leadership, innovation, and global impact. So stay curious, stay connected, and keep growing, especially with the IEEE Young Professionals. So till we meet again, keep striving forward and shape your future. And of course, I love this word, all the while from Dr. Ramata also. Get mentor, get yourself mentor, and build a network. So have a great day, and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you. Thank you to our moderator and all panelists for such an engaging discussion. Truly, IEEE is more than organization. It is a platform for lifelong learning and career development. The key word is communication and mentorships. Moving forward, we will come again to continue with a leadership sharing session. We will hear from a distinguished leader in IEEE Malaysia section, Please welcome again IR Dr. Bernard Lim, Chair of IEEE Malaysia Section, to share your thoughts on pathway to impactful leaderships.
Ya. Tak apa. You ambil laptop. Tak ada. Okay, good. All right, I think I'm the second last session now, before I end. So let me do, I put together this one, but probably I will plan to have about 15 minutes. So I think there are basically those who are physical and also online. And actually, Dr. Noor have actually asked me, what do I want to talk about today? And I think the topic was, she suggested to me actually, so pathway to impactful leadership. So this was the topic that was suggested to me. So this is a little bit of sharing session. I did give an insight earlier about my experience. So now I basically, I just expanded a little bit more. So I basically, professionally, I've been around, been working for almost 30 odd years. So, and I've actually registered as a professional engineer as well. So I spent a lot of time professionally registered. I'm actually an ASEAN Chartered Professional Engineer as well. There's a local agency called Institute of Engineers Malaysia. I'm a fellow. And also, I have, of course, I'm an IEEE senior member as well. And I'm also a fellow of ASEAN Academy of Engineers. And of course, in the academic institution, I'm also an accreditation council, and I'm actually chairing the accreditation technology. So volunteer-wise, as you can see, I was actually an IEEE volunteer. Currently, I'm actually Region 10 Industrial Relations Committee Chair. I'm also a Southeast Asia Council Chair, Malaysia Section Chair, and also Assistant Council. I'm also Board of Governors of Electronic Devices Society. And I'm also the branch, I'm actually used to be one of the branches chair as well. I'm also in the different management roles and board roles as well. And also board of the National Board Engineering Body. So a little bit about my professional career. I started in 1995-96. I've actually joined, as you can see from this list, I've actually worked in many companies. The flags actually tell you all the different countries I worked with. From a Japanese, where I first started off, and then eventually to a German, American, Malaysian, Singaporean, back to American, and Singaporean, and now we actually founded a company that is located in Norway. So I've actually founded a company in 2020. So as you can see, these are all different sizes. So the topic that I'm covering today was on leadership. So I thought I'd share a little bit of my experience. So I've basically been an NPI. I'm actually from the industry. I've been always working from the industry all this while. And I'm actually now founded my own company in 2020. So this is basically, the company size was about 2,000 people. At that time, I was just an engineer. I basically, I've still remembered my managers, very nice people. I travel a lot to Japan as well, so it's on consumer electronics, and I moved into semiconductor, then which is about 2,000 employees as well. And then eventually, I was a technical manager at, it was a Formerly, I joined with Hewlett Packard and eventually become Agilent Technologies. And I later on hold bigger and major roles as a general manager as well. A smaller company, 300. And then I actually joined a Singaporean company, which is about 2,000 over. And then eventually I started my first founding company in 2015. I was the vice president. Eventually I became the chief operating officer. And then of course I left the company. Wasn't as I also shared with some of the and technopreneur today, that actually did not work out. Actually, unfortunately we have to close down the company in 2018. It wasn't very successful. We have a product but no customer. And then eventually I joined an American company. I was actually running with 5,000 employees reporting under me. And then eventually I went to another Singaporean company and eventually founded my own company. So my experience in the early days, I was involved in IEEE conferences as well. This was among one of my early conferences. Very fortunate to be there. As you can see, it's a very nice, lovely place in Austria. It was in Austrian Academy of Sciences. I was actually one of the presenters in 2007. So we did a lot of poster presentation and representation, and we have Plug Fest as well. We were working with System Council. We have ISS and Instrumental and Measurement, and also IES. So those were my time that I presented, and a lot of them basically learned and become my mentor when I actually went further on in my career. So as I mentioned earlier in my earlier session, these two guys on my left, or probably on your left, are basically where they started the company back in 1939. I went back and visited the garage. That's what they call it, the garage over there. That was their first product. Was established with $538 US dollars. Their revenue was 5,000, and then we only 2 employees, of course, 2 of them. And I have a similar experience as well myself. So this was my company that I started in 2015. Started with 5 people that eventually located in a small, actually it's not a small office, it's actually a house. Eventually we grew to about 109 employees. So there was a group company that I have, and over time I actually started up different companies. So in 2015 was my first, and eventually I have 2019, 2020, and even 2022 now. So I have many companies over time. So overall, it's not an easy world out there, but then of course, it's also an exciting world that, I'm very impressed that I can see a lot of those people here developing and thinking on how to expand their life into this area. So of course, being small to large organization, you tend to face a lot of issues, and as a leader itself, as you start up a company from a small to a large. So the title that I presented was a pathway to an impactful leadership. So, and basically a lot of sharing, good sharing that was held earlier. I myself is actually not only work, as you probably have seen me, I participate in sports as well. I do triathlon or multi-sport activities. So I do run marathon, and I also participate in multi-sports as well. So this is one of my events that I participated. I participate in one event very popularly known as Ironman, so I've completed a few of them. So I'm actually basically also, and I learned a lot of experience from there as well. So this is one of my photo I work, and of course, a lot of work relating to organizations is actually from teamwork. So firstly, of course, the sharing was about leadership, right? Leadership is about influence, inspiration, guidance towards a shared goal. So all of us have IEEE, which have a shared goal, which is advancing technology for humanity. So we always do a lot of stuff to improve. So it's not about position and authority, we are here to serve. So always the term that I always use is to serve. We are not here to be served, or we are to serve. So that's why in my volunteer life has always been to contribute back to society. A lot of my work now, even though I have my company, is to actually contribute. So, and I always believe that we can always create impact and enabling growth, especially to the future generation. And today is one activity that I fully support, and now as the section chair of Malaysia as well. So the difference between leadership and also management, people often use this word interchangeably actually, but they are not the same thing. Both are important, but they serve different purposes in an organization. So I'm swayed towards leadership rather than management when I run organization, even up to very large organization. I always believe in vision, people, and inspiration, and also transformation. Right, so management is more process, system, efficiency, but I always sway towards leadership rather than towards management, even though both are necessary for a successful company. So this is a little bit of sharing on my experience, how I run, and typically is to guide people. And defining a high impactful leaders are basically individuals who create lasting positive influence. And a lot of us leaders here today, as you can see, through their experience today, they are actually influencing by inspiring others through their experience. I like what was earlier speaker mentioned, 2 hours is not enough. You can spend half a day and they can tell a lot of their experience because they have done a lot of meaningful changes in their life itself that impact others. So I hope that my sharing itself will be able to impact others either physically here and also online. And the idea is to empower, and my vision is always to empower people to grow and succeed beyond their own leadership. And as you can see, probably IEEE is the best platform that we have that is able not only constrain to what you are, but also expand to what you want to do, capable of. You can do as much as you can. I started most in the society, and then eventually now into MGA, which is the geographical the membership board area. So I support Region 10 now. So a lot of my activities are there. So and they are measured just only what they, but not just by what they achieve, but how much they elevate others. And my vision has always been, I hope all you leaders here, not only to basically on yourself, is actually how can you create the next future leaders, and you hopefully that you create the next section of leadership. So this is very important for us that we always create the next leader. I'm already thinking who will be my next chair already, and I hope that they can take over. And usually the things that I do is to ensure that when the person take over, he or she will be very successful. So an impactful leader drives meaningful change beyond just results, empowers others to lead, act, and with authenticity and integrity. So these are very important words and leave a lasting legacy. So this is a picture that many illustration you can see. On the left is where you can see that in the business itself, the people who actually slog, the manager or the leader is actually the one on the card, and the other one is lead by example. And IEEE is an organization where a lot of our leaders are basically on what is seen on the right side. So a lot of you are basically there, and hope that we all continue to work in that direction. We show by example, and basically we do in order to succeed. And it's not about us alone are successful, but all of us are successful in an organization. So I always like to encourage all my leaders to be on the right rather than on the left. So it's about how we can guide and actually show by examples. And one of the reasons why it's important for us to share is because we have experienced it, and we can help part more barriers that we can actually break down to actually in order to succeed. So what is the pathway to impactful leadership, right, towards our common goal? So there are various pathways that you can see. Experimental learning. We go through, like some of us have spent many years as a volunteer, especially like IEEE or even in work itself. We go through challenges and failure. And I mentioned earlier as well, and in my startup itself, it failed. And now from my experience, I'm actually imparting what I've done failure to share with those that are now trying to embark into this new challenge or to be a technopreneur. So one of the things that I encourage a lot, and know that it may not be something that's good, but I think it's very beneficial, is that to whoever that is graduated from, let's say, university as a degree, if you're unsure what pathway to use in your life, I always say, why not go to spend 3 years, become a technopreneur, do something different, right? Enjoy yourself being a technopreneur, develop something and work on something. And if it's not successful, you can always go and look for employment. So I started my career directly into employment, but if I have the opportunity to do something, like I've seen one project that we did earlier, myself and Muhammad was actually judging one of the what I call it, the teams. And the team itself basically was like so energetic and was actually presenting their projects to us. And they even showed, you see, I got my project already listed or patent already. You know, these are class 17 years old, and they have projects, and they are not even in university yet. They're already looking into register their product with a patent, and they start doing a business model already. So these are things that are very good, and we would like to encourage those. And I think we have been talking a lot about mentorship and role models. And of course, we have a values-driven leadership, staying true to principle, which is important. And as a leader, that is one of the most important things, because we can't lose that. And of course, adaptive leadership is actually leading in uncertain and changes. So these are some of the pathways to be impactful leadership. So these are some core traits of impact leaders, points that there are 6 here I listed, there actually could be many more. Visionary thinking. We always have very strong visionary thinking. IEEE has always had a good president and CEO. We have visionary thinking, right? This year, President Kathleen is on one IEEE, right? So we have we have actually in line so that we have many, but we are always one. So there's always a visionary thinking in the leadership. We also have empathy and emotional intelligence as well, to connect with people at different level, and also understanding needs and motivation. These are integrity and authenticity. This is basically very important as a leadership as well. For high impact leaders, they lead with values, building trust and credibility, empowerment. Which is basically, we sometimes tend to want to do everything ourselves, but one way or another, we still need to empower people, give people opportunity to grow as a leader. It's okay for them to fall, but then we always have to empower them so that we can, then from there as a leader, we can actually guide and lead them moving forward. And of course, adaptability is something, another word that I use, adaptability, and a lot of my managers that I used to do, is called resourcefulness as well. So basically, they are flexible and they are able to face challenges. They know where to get certain resources and to get things resolved. And this is one of the traits of engineers, I always believe, because we always find ways on how to overcome challenges. And one of the famous terms that my managers has been passing over many years with me was that he always say, as engineers, if there's no problem, there's no engineers, right? And there's no problem, then basically we got nothing else to do. But in the world today, is that unfortunately as well, there's always challenges, and that basically makes our life very exciting. Right, so service orientation, focus on impact beyond themselves, teams and organization, and it's not about self, it's actually about the beyond what we are on ourselves as well. So these are some of the traits. So besides from my experience that I can share with all of you. So of course, these are some things about different between all three leaders. So high impact leaders transform people and system. High impact leaders create more leaders. And that's what happened, that we can see a lot of more leaders coming out from IEEE, because we are converting and create more leaders. And of course, high impact leaders focus on significance. So my story here was a guy, I knew him in 2007. He's a fellow of IEEE in Computer Society. I'm not sure some of you may have known him. He was basically one of my mentors as well. He came out with a book, Measurement, Control and Communication. And I was actually working with him on a standard called IEEE 1588. It's one of the IEEE standards for precision time synchronization. So we basically worked on the protocol, and the presentation I showed earlier was one of the conference that was he organizing. And I was basically presenting a paper as well during that time. And I was from the industry. It's not for research, but more industry, because we are developing products. And basically, it's a standards that contribute towards synchronization, measurement, and control system architecture. So at that time, I was working, and we actually developed a few products during that time. And around this year and end of last year, I met up with someone, because I left the company many years back, and I came back and I was asking how about the product that we started in 2007. And surprising myself, is still selling until now. And that was like how many? 2007 to now is probably 18 years ago. So I was surprised that the product is still selling right now. It was developed when we developed in 2007. So, I was quite happy that it's still around. I thought probably obsoleted but it's surprising it's still around. So this was standards like that we were working on, and he was my mentor at that time. So I'll be seeing him in San Francisco this year because I'm going for another conference. So I just managed to contact him. He's probably coming to 90 years old already. He's a fellow. Unfortunately, because during the time when I was working, one of the things notably for IEEE important is to become a fellow. But I don't have time for fellow. Because as an industry, I don't have time to go to get fellow. We just focus on job and problems. So we don't have opportunity to move forward. But actually, he's a very nice person. Still in contact with him. So meeting up with him this December. So I'm also looking forward to it. So this is my story, how a mentor have actually helped me to grow myself and to impart a lot of not only knowledge but also as mentorship as well. So hopefully some of you will develop from a lot of IEEE engagement to meet up with people that eventually can become what I call lifelong mentor. Right? Eventually not only help you in your day-to-day work, and also mentor you outside from here as well. So future of leadership, right, is basically shared and collaborative leadership, inclusive, diverse leadership models, tech-enabled. So for us, mainly that, and also global leadership. You have the opportunity to have people all over the world as a global leadership, and of course, focus on impact that is bigger than success. So anyway, my key takeaway for us is that leadership is influencing, not position. So I'm here as a person, not as my position, but here as a leader to help and to guide. And for me, I basically the Malaysia section and to help out. Of course, we also have certain extreme that we can't. We want to also give our mentee to try it out as well, and it's not too much constraint because it's a way of part of learning, and failing is actually a way of learning as well. And the most important thing in company and in work itself, I always learn one important word. It is not about how you fall, it's about how you recover from a fall, which is very important in our life itself. Whether it's the work, whether it's anywhere else, it's not how you fall, it's about how you recover and then continue moving forward. That's very important. So impactful leaders empower others. Multiple pathways lead to impactful leadership. Legacy is measured by leadership. Leaders you create, so it's leaving a legacy and not followers you keep. So anyway, I always comes to the second last call to action. What's important for all our YPs is what's your pathway and impactful leader. I know it's a long way to go. You need to look. You are now looking for a mentor and trying to moving forward, and how. So you always have to think about yourself as well. What's your pathway to become an impactful leader? So that is very important. So you have to ask yourself that. So I basically have these two quotes behind. One is by John Maxwell. A leader is one who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Right? And it's what reflected earlier in the diagram as well. So if you read, I have a couple of his books I read, and it's a very good, it's a leadership books, quite good as well. Another one, of course, during my management courses, I also read his book, Peter Drucker as well. Management is doing things right, leadership is doing right things. Right? So I'm leaving these two quotes behind. And of course, yeah, that's my last slide. Thank you very much. All right, so this is my LinkedIn QR code. If you're interested, that you can link with me. My email is there as well, so feel free to contact me. That we can, anybody who like to need any help, please to send me a note. Anyway, I'll open up to the floor if there's anybody have any questions. All right. If none, as always, you can send me an email or you can message me in LinkedIn. All right. All right, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Bernard, for the invaluable insights into leadership and impact. Leadership starts as early as you finish your degrees, and then and also it starts from voluntary. Therefore, IEEE creates a platform for leadership to serve for a better life. Next, we move into a relaxed yet insightful session, a fireside chat with young professionals, term navigating career transition in rapidly evolving tech landscape. For this session, I will interview two young leaders from IEEE YP Madras, We have here Ms. Indumati G, Treasurer of IEEE Madras Young Professional and Chair of Special Track IEEE YESIST12 2025. You may go on stage. And number 2, we have Mr. Srikan R, ex-com member of IEEE Madras Young Professionals and Chair of Magazine Committee, IEEE YESIST12 2025. Okay. Yeah. Well, which one? Check it out.
There will be a short 5 minutes time given. I'm so sorry for that because of kitchen time. Right. Is it okay for that? Right. I'll give the question for Indumati first. Ms. Indumati, okay? Can you share a moment when you had to pivot your career or skill set significantly? What prompted the change? Pivoting the career. Yes. Choosing a career and then thinking of the career change. Yes. Increasing the next skill and then accelerating that. Indeed. Okay. So that reflects my experience actually. I started as a database developer. So I worked with data. I started as a database developer. And then I switched on to become a data analyst and then a business intelligence analyst at Comcast India. So this career transition, I was able to make it successful. One thing I was thinking about is I'm afraid that I will not have enough guidance when I take the career change. I thought about the career change because working as a database engineer didn't give me enough skills. I was just exposed to one skill, one technology. I was not able to explore out of it. So I thought the scope that I related to this and thought about thinking of a career change. And I also had a question, how will I be able to make it successful? Will I have enough guidance? Do I have it in my circle? And I totally paid it off the networking. And the networking that I've gained over the years, I know I have people in my circle whom I can reach out if I have any doubt related to the career, related to the career roadmap. So I reached out to people, I had people in my circle, I reached out to them, they helped me. I was able to transfer from a data analyst, from just a database engineer to a data analyst, which is the biggest scope. The database engineer is just the starting point, 10% of what I do now, and data analyst is a bigger picture of that. Yeah. And my networking helps me. It's three. Okay, how about Mr. Srikan, your journey combines for both academic and discipline background as a lieutenant. How was this unique blend shape your approach to career development?
Can you repeat the question, please?
How has the unique approach of career development because of area from the lieutenant and then a switch?
Yes, actually, that was my passion. Since my schoolings and college, I used to think of more about joining Indian defense I tried many times, around 3 times I tried and I went till the last round, the 6th day, around 24 rounds I did and then finally got rejected. It was called as a not recommended candidate. There was 3 stages, screened out, recommended and not recommended. That was actually not recommended. The days of 25, career to this particular point of time, if you take our years before, right? One similarity is that maintaining the discipline. Discipline plays a vital role. Actually, the main objective unity of NCC is unity and discipline. So I used to take this discipline wherever we go. I used to learn what is happening. Even if you see now, this event is completely happening as per the agenda. I see the discipline maintained in this event, whatever you are planning and it is executed, even though it is started little late, we are going as per the agenda. This is one kind of discipline maintaining. So I used to relate this discipline wherever, whatever work I used to do. So my career is now adjusted, getting adjusted by incorporating this motto.
So leaderships and now it's more like discipline and for you is more about action. Right. Okay. For ALPC, how important are transferable skills such as communication and problem solving in navigating roles in analytics?
We are in the fast evolving world, agree?
Especially
Every second something gets updated.
Especially when you're involving.
Yeah. So every day, every second something gets updated over time. So we pick up a technology, say Haskell. We spend years learning it, mastering it. By the time we finish it, technology comes in. So the question is, what should I learn? So the skills are transferable. One thing that people miss thinking about is transferable skills. I doubt if students are young professionals, professionals who are early in their career, think about having a transferable skill. These soft skills come into picture when we talk about transferable skill. And if I have to talk about the transferable skills that I apply as a data analyst, I apply data storytelling. So if I have to communicate business insights to a non-technical audience, I have to narrate a beautiful story. Doesn't make them boring. I don't have to use many technical jargons. Still, I have to make them stick to the story and understand what's happening in the business behind that. So data storytelling. And what's the skill I use for that? Communication, presentation skills.
How do you up with these changes? Because technology is an evolving changes, right? So how are you going to cope up with these changes, with the evolving and the soft skills you have?
Yeah, so soft skills, I don't think it's changing every now and then. So you pick up a soft skill, you master it, and then you change your way, you change your style over time, you change your style of applying it. I don't think it's changing over time.
Thank you. Okay, another question to Mr. Srikan. Discipline and adaptability are key involvability that you have mentioned before. How you train or mentor a young professional to build up this quality?
Yeah, that is actually a great question. Again, coming to this point, the major supporting aspect will be maintaining their discipline and health conscious, being health conscious, planning more, keeping the time completely engaged. We can say simply as time management. This time management plays a vital role. This time management can be very easily done if you're keeping yourself engaged in your whatever role you like or whatever volunteering work you like. engaging properly and maintaining a structured discipline, handling the time management will definitely help them to grow further.
Well done. Right. Okay. I think that's conclude for today. Is the first thing we need to do as to be a great person later is first is time management. Secondly, how you adapt to the changes, adaptability, as Miss Irma said. Right? Okay, that's conclude for today. Okay. Thank you once again for this session.
Thank you.
Let's conclude for today. However, please remain for a while. We're going to have a photo session for a while. Okay, you may go in front, and then we will take a photo, just a short one. Oh, sorry. Before we conclude, I would like to call Program Chair TS Dr. Ropidah Bujal for the closing speech. I'm so sorry. Just a while. Also, we will have a
Assalamualaikum and very good evening. Distinguished speakers, esteemed guests, all participants who here in KN and joining us online. Okay, as we come to the close of today's programs, IEEE Young Professionals Malaysia, Professional Enhancement Connect with YP, I would like to take a moment to reflect on what we have shared together. Okay, this event has been a wonderful opportunity to learn from the journeys of IEEE leaders, building meaningful network like minded peers and regional what we do, exchange knowledge, ideas, and diverse perspectives, and discover the true value of being part of IEEE Young Professionals. And on behalf of IEEE YP Malaysia, I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to our distinguished speakers for the time, wisdom, and inspiration. My sincere thanks also goes to the organizing committee, which led by Atharah, our vice chair, as a leader, and also to our partners from KN for their dedication in making Sabri program possible. And to all participants, your presence and active engagement, whether in person or online, have made this gathering truly meaningful. I hope you will carry the lesson, connection, and inspiration from today into your own journeys as future leaders and innovators. And as we conclude, allow me to leave you with this thought. IEEE Young Professional is not just about membership, it is about growth, community, and impact. Together, let us continue to connect, to learn, to lead, and to thrive. Okay, with that, I will surely conclude today's program. Thank you once again, and I look forward to see you in our future activities. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, Dr. Ropidah. Okay, that's conclude for today. Don't forget to scan your QR for the attendance, and then let's have photo session. to everyone. Have a nice day. Maryam. Minta. Buat uniform ni. Ikut tu. Ikut tu dia ada uniform. Tapi tak nak buat.